So the point of me making this live was basically I realized today that I have nothing to offer a man.
Hello, everybody. Welcome or welcome back to the Talk Podcast. I wanted to talk about this lady expressing how she felt some years ago that she had nothing to offer to a man. Now let that sink in for a bit. And I know so many people are going to be confused or judgmental towards this, right? But take a moment, listen again, and you will understand the power and honesty that she is putting forward, not only to herself, but to every one of us listening, and especially the future man who she hopefully is going to meet. So now, listen in. You guys know on my podcast, I do sometimes make the reviews on TikTok of people oversharing their lives. But if you've also listened very carefully, you would remember that I recommend not to do that because it can backfire. But to be honest, this one I think is a different setting in the sense that we have so much to learn, and I truly appreciate her honesty. So let's take a look.
Nothing. And I feel like it took me 32 years to realize it because I just found that out today. So I was today years old when I realized it. And then it took me a lot of pride swallowing to be able to admit it. I'm going to tell you why I feel the way I feel. This is not based off anyone else. This is only based off myself. But I just wanted to share it just in case it may help somebody else. I feel like I don't have anything to offer to a man because a man asked me what I had to offer him. And it was the way he asked that made me realize that I don't. He simply stated, I realize that you're single, but tell me what would I benefit from having you as my woman? Now, outside of the basics like, oh, I look nice, I can cook, I work, I didn't have nothing else to offer. And the reason I realized that I didn't is because I got to thinking about myself. And all I've been doing for so many years is just working and taking care of kids. Just working and taking care of kids. Just working and taking care of kids. I don't know necessarily what I'm into. So there goes hobbies. I'm not necessarily sure my feminine level of energy because majority of my relationships, I wore the pants. So how can you, as a woman, offer to be a woman to a man if you've never fully been a woman? I am a woman because I'm a female, but I'm talking about like actually be a woman, like to a man. I've never experienced that, so I don't know what that feels like. So I can't honestly say that I have anything to offer as far as a woman outside of just being a woman. So that means all I really do have to offer is some pussy because I'm a woman and we have one. That's really not enough. I can't honestly say I can offer you a nurturing environment because I'm too frustrated about the children that I have and the lack of help that I have with them. So it's like I can't necessarily be so nurturing to you when I'm frustrated at the amount of nurturing that I'm already doing. So therefore, I know I can't offer you that. I can offer...
Wow, that is already a lot. And to be honest, the clip itself is actually a bit longer and I cut it short. But in this small piece already, she has put out so much truth about herself, as she said. Now, I'm going to add to it that I believe a lot of women, a lot of people, also men, because you can take this topic and you can flip it, right? A lot of people might be struggling with this thing that she went through, with this experience, the negative experience, or actually the lack of the experience being in a committed relationship. Now, I found this true watching Kendra G and their conversation, and she brought it up that she had this, this admission about herself some years ago, and it went viral, and people took it, unfortunately, completely wrong. And it is mind-blowing to me. Now, the only reason that people might have taken it that way is when she expressed and said, well, I am a woman because, yeah, I was born female and I have, the box, and that's what I can give. That was within all the other things that she has said that are so meaningful, all the good examples of exactly the things that she's lacking, that she does not know how to give to a man. People only took that one phrase with the box. That's what they took, and that's what they made the whole clip about, that she is a woman who's only good for that. And I found that very unfortunate. So one little thing, it is very important for all of us to find good ways to express ourselves, communicate properly, and for other people, try to listen in. She said so many things, not just that, right? So I just had to get that off my chest. Let's dive into it, right? You might be thinking, what are good examples of, things a woman could give to a man, what she was trying to explain in her video. And I actually think she brought up already so many good examples, and we're going to dive in. So let's talk about the nurturing part and the frustration part. What I mean by that is, I guess she's trying to express that given that she's a single mom and she's working and she's doing everything on her own, she's already, quite tied up with time. There's no time for herself. Everything that she does is basically towards the children. And it makes sense, right? We would all agree that, yeah, sure, that's how it should be. And the work part, that is going to be stressful, people can agree to that because a lot of people experience stress within their work life. Yeah, that is unfortunate, but that is how it is. Now, what that means, she cannot give that to a man, is basically, I don't have the time, right? She's never been in that setting of a committed relationship where both people kind of grew into their responsibilities together, and over time things just kind of, just made sense, kind of a split up, not the 50-50, like everything is calculated, but you guys understand what I mean. But she's been used to doing everything on her own, so now that's one thing she cannot give you, because she's already frustrated with her work life, the kids, and all the things she needs to do within her household. It's going to be difficult to find the time for the man, the time that he might want, or the time that they both need to actually grow that relationship properly. Does that make sense? Another thing that I heard is that she said she's been used to having the pants on in her relationships, right? Now, keep in mind, these are relationships that are not long lasting or, led to marriage. But those relationships did create, children. What I'm trying to say is that she has been involved with men who did not come into her life and agreed on taking certain responsibilities. Now she has been juggling everything on her own, wearing the pants, taking control. If you want to translate that, right, or I would, what I'm hearing is she is not in a position to give up the control. She cannot give you that certain respect, or let's even go there, the submission that the relationship or the man would need, because she's not used to doing that. And this is not judging or anything. I really want to take this completely different. This is so honest. Think about this. This is someone who's sitting there and is looking at herself after such a long time. I mean, she said 32 years. Obviously, it's not 32 years because you don't grow up, start dating. But, from the age of being in the dating scene and whatnot. So what I'm trying to say is that is definitely something that she cannot give, because she doesn't know how that works. She's not used to it. She hasn't experienced it. She hasn't experienced the dynamics of, one is, the man and has his responsibilities and his position, which is going to be the leading position. That's my ideal. I don't know. I don't want to come across that I'm making up ideals for everyone. But I claim that most people would agree to that. And the other thing is that she would be, in her feminine, more in the household involved, just more taking care of other things that are not always putting you in a tough, harsh position, right? Having the support to maybe just lean back a bit, if that makes sense. And that's something she cannot give you, because with all the luxury that you can experience comes the submission that she hasn't done, or the respect that she hasn't really necessarily given to anyone, because obviously I don't think she respected these men. And I don't know, let's leave it at that. So real quickly, another part that I want to touch on is when the question towards her was introduced about what can you actually give me as a man, not me, but the question, and what can I benefit from you? And I'm sure some people are going to be very sensitive to this, and I want to share my opinion on this benefit, right? If we think about it and two people come together, there's going to be benefits, vice versa. Do not forget that. It's not supposed to be taken as, oh, I'm just giving it up and giving everything away. That is not what it is. Ideally, it should feel like you want to do that. You want to give your best to the other, vice versa. You want to help the other. You want to accomplish things together. You want to be, good to each other, and being good to each other is going to be beneficial in, for sure, so many ways towards, the both of you. And I think given that we understand that we both are, different in so many ways, everybody has their strengths and bring their own parts to it, but obviously there are going to be benefits when someone can do something better than you and you guys come together. You are definitely going to benefit from it, and if you can do something good, that other person is going to benefit from it. And I'm hoping that that is what you guys want to, because you appreciate each other. Does that make sense? So I hope people don't take this word benefit and just, necessarily go negative with it. Obviously everything can be taken negative, but I really just wanted to speak on that. And to be honest, just to summarize this, I appreciate her honesty, and I appreciate the fact that she said already early on, this is the way she felt. This is her opinion about herself. This is her life. This is what she went through. And still, I believe that we can all learn something about this in some way, shape, or form, right? When it comes to the nurturing part, I'm sure she's going to be nurturing, right? Not just because she's a woman, but, she's a mother. But I guess there might be some slight or even a big difference to how we nurture each other. Even in friendships, you're nurturing to your friends, right? But it's a different way of nurturing. And I guess it just takes experience, right? And I'm hoping for everyone out there to, hopefully find good experiences. So I hope you guys enjoy. See you in the next one. Bye.